welcoming Ms. Ekta, the CEO and the founder of Recruit.com, and let's have her on the screen. It's the screen is yours. You can take the screen, Ekta.
Hi, Arun. Uh, Thank you so much for the introduction and thank you for inviting me for this workshop. As Arun has mentioned, I lead Recruit, which is the largest C2C job portal. And Recruit was formed in 2018, 2 years back. And we recently upgraded it with very exciting new features. And I'm actually very excited to talk all about that in detail with all of you and how it can help our fellow recruiters. But before I start that, I would also want you to meet my colleague. He's also here. If Vijit Sharma, Vijit is here, and he's in the advisory board of Recruit, and he also wants to tell you a little bit about recruiting, how it's going to affect during the COVID times. Vijit?
Hi, thank you, Ekta. Hi, Arun. Thank you for the opportunity that you've given Recruit to be here and share some of our findings and thoughts on how the recruitment industry is getting impacted by COVID. I think it's a relevant topic for all of us. Everybody is going through changes in the way not only our work environment is getting impacted, but also the way hiring is getting done. Arun, if you can please start my screen share. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to take you through a few slides, and these slides were pulled together based on what we were hearing from the recruitment community, from our user base. I do a lot of advising for Recruit in terms of go-to-market strategy, and also trying to get Recruit widespread usage across the user community. So we talk to a lot of recruiters, both here in the US and in India. So just wanted to take you through some of our findings. Hopefully these will be beneficial to you as you go about either placing your candidates or trying to hire candidates for the positions that you're working on. So the first slide here talks about job losses in the US market, and particularly I'm referring to job losses in the tech sector. If you see the slide here, March 11th of this year, there were only about 125 jobs lost in the tech industry, which has now ballooned to almost 40,000 jobs lost by May 26. So that's a huge jump. But what's good about well, there's nothing good about the whole COVID situation, but what's better than what is happening in general with the unemployment across the board is that this is a really small percentage compared to what we are seeing in the other industries. The total unemployment in the US is at 40 million. So 40,000 jobs lost is a very small number compared to what is being witnessed in the other industries. In terms of within tech, in terms of the specific industry categories that are getting impacted the most, you will notice that travel and transportation and retail, food and fitness are the ones that have had the maximum impact. Many big tech companies like Uber, Lyft, Airbnb have seen thousands of jobs lost. Groupon, Casper mattresses, Everlane. Those are some of the companies that are have laid off employees and will continue to do so as COVID increases. Total number of cases in the US are almost reaching 2 million, with almost 110,000 deaths. So you can imagine how serious the situation is, and that's going to impact the job market considerably in the coming months. But so looking at how this is going to evolve, how the COVID is going to change the workplace. And the reason I wanted to talk about this a little bit is because as you are out there trying to place your candidates or looking for candidates, everything that we're talking about here is going to be part of what you negotiate, or what part of the direction your conversations will take. So it's good to know what's going on in general, what's going on with all the different companies, and how they are changing their workplaces, and how it's going to impact how you market your candidates, how you present your candidates to hiring managers. The first and foremost and the most important piece here is that there's going to be reduction in pay and benefits as a result of the budget cuts. And this reduction in the offers being made, it's not limited to just the offers being made, but it's also going to be a reduction in the salaries and bonuses that are paid out to current employees. We are already seeing trends where companies have made announcements that the bonuses will be cut by half or 1/4. So that's going to be a factor as we move forward in this. As far as employees going back to work is concerned, the facilities that people are used to will be totally reconfigured. I'm sure you will start to see a lot of that as you go back to your workplaces. There'll be a lot of emphasis on social distancing. There'll be a lot of emphasis on making sure that somebody who's showing symptoms is not allowed in the work. There'll be a lot of emphasis on things like desk assignment and floor plans, and the flow of people through office spaces. So that's what's that going to mean for everybody, is that not all employees of a company will be going back to work at the same exact time. Some of the trends we have seen here are that the employees will be split into different groups. So Group A, Group B, Group C. Some of the days of the week, Group A will go into the office. Some days, Group B will go into the office. So you'll see a lot of reconfiguration of the workspaces. That's going to impact your employees. So what that means is that a lot of your candidates will be working from home. That's going to be the new reality. And when I say the new reality, the companies have also started to realize that work from home is something that is sustainable long term. For 3 months already, people have been working from home. There has been a lot of resistance to work from home in general, as far as traditional companies are concerned. In the tech sector, not so much. If you were working in Silicon Valley in San Francisco, you would work from home very often without anybody even batting an eyelid. But it's not so in other big metropolitan cities or large corporations where they have a traditional mindset towards work from home. But that has all changed a lot. It has changed considerably, and a lot of companies are showing an increased confidence in work from home. So you'll see. So as you market your candidates, or as you start to look for new candidates for your positions, you will notice that work from home is a factor. As far as work from home, another point I'd like to make is that in many cases, work from home will become permanent. So many employees may never return to work to their traditional office environments. They'll be working from home permanent. Lastly, what I'll like to touch upon real quick here is that there'll be a lot of emphasis on retooling the workforce. So as you can imagine, as companies are laying off employees, the workload is also going to decrease, because the number of projects that are happening is going to decrease considerably. But at the same time, there'll be an expectation that the management of these companies will put on employees for them to retool themselves with new technologies. So make sure that you make that a negotiation point as you're marketing your candidates. Try and sell their ability to retool themselves into new technologies. I think that's going to be a big factor. So in terms of how hiring is going to change in the COVID world, it's going to be a completely different hiring environment. You've seen, I'm sure you've already seen all of this pan out in as COVID is happening across the world. End-to-end hiring is moving remote right from the time you place the ad. the job post, right all the way up to when the offer is made, and even the orientation of employees. All of that is happening um, uh, online, and there's a lot of emphasis on video calling, and multiple rounds of interviews are happening online. So that's the new reality we live in. So what's interesting here is that because hiring managers can't meet these candidates in person, there's going to be a lot of dependence on trusted referrals. And I noticed Arun was talking earlier about sourcing. I think it's going to be really important that when you source candidates for your positions, you reach out to your trusted referrals for those sourcings, because when you present those candidates to the hiring managers, you want to make sure that those are reliable, credible candidates, and not people who may bail on you at the time of interviews, for example, because the hiring managers can't meet these people in person, so they'll depend on you to bring to them candidates that can be trusted, and that's the reason why trusted reference is going to be really important. Another aspect you will notice going forward is that there'll be a lot less visa hires. And by visa hires, what I mean is that there'll be a lot less emphasis on H-1Bs and H-4 EADs, OPTs, CPT. And the simple reason is that, as I was saying in my previous slide, that there are 40,000 tech workers out of jobs. So there'll be a lot of emphasis, and there has been a lot of emphasis from the government here in the US also, to increase the burden on H-1B candidates, and to make sure that the people who are here and out of jobs are given preference. So that's going to have an impact on how the job market evolves going forward. Also, a few other themes you can see on the slide. There'll be a lot of increased bench time. So if you have bench candidates, you will notice that those bench candidates will have a little bit of a tough time getting placed. Again, we've just been flooded by 40,000 people out of jobs in the tech sector. So that's going to impact the time your bench candidates spend on the bench. And lastly, the executive searches are going to be either, they will either slow down to a trickle, or they'll be frozen altogether. And the reason is that when higher management teams of companies hire for executive positions, they do want to meet those people in person, for the simple reason that the executive teams have to be in the office. That's one job in tech, or not even in tech, in any industry, that cannot be done effectively or efficiently from home. So you will see that if you have any executive positions in tech, that will be hard to fill, or companies will pull those positions out unless the situation improves. And lastly, like I was saying earlier, the supply is going to exceed demand. There are a lot of people out of jobs, and there are a lot of people on the bench. So make sure that you take that into account and set the right expectations. I think it's all about setting the right expectation with the hiring managers you work with. You have to tell them up front that, look, we are in a very difficult and different job environment and job market. So please take that into account as you look for candidates, or as you put the positions out there. And in general, I just wanted to touch real quick upon C2C hiring before I give this back to Ekta to take you through the Recruut platform. And the reason I wanted to do that is because to set the stage on why we thought that Recruut is a great platform for recruiters to be able to use and benefit from. So in terms of C2C hiring, as you know, there is no one dedicated portal. The sourcing for C2C positions is all over the place. The space is highly fragmented. A lot of people depend on social sourcing. A lot of people depend on LinkedIn. They put their positions on LinkedIn. The problem with that is that when you post a position on LinkedIn, or when you post a requirement on LinkedIn, you're limited by the number of connections you have. Now, some people have a lot of connections, some people do not have a lot of connections. So you're limited by the number of connections you have. So if you have 700 connections on your LinkedIn profile, that's as far as your position is going to go. Maybe not even that, maybe a fraction of that, maybe 10% of your connections will see the positions you post. So I think we felt that there is a need for an online job board dedicated just to C2C positions, so that you can increase your reach exponentially by putting the position in front of thousands of recruiters, not depending on things like LinkedIn. So that's the piece that is related to putting the positions out there. The sourcing piece is not going to change. I think Arun has touched upon sourcing really well in terms of the tools and technologies that may be beneficial to you guys. So in terms of sourcing, I think the methodologies Arun has described will work great for you. But in terms of just putting the positions out there and posting jobs, which is a really important and integral part of finding candidates, that's going to require a really focused approach, where you can go on a portal like Recruut and post jobs and put it in front of thousands of recruiters in no time. So with that, I am going to pause here, and I will turn this over to Ekta, and she will take you through a few slides, and then we'll take any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Vijit. Coming back to Recruut, it has a very unique flat structure in which all functions work very closely together. Vijit, if you can share the slide with me. Yes. It's a tool used by thousands of recruiters to be more effective in their jobs. As I have mentioned before, it's the biggest job portal for C2C jobs, C2H, H1B, contract job positions. We have a hot list of hundreds of available candidates there. This is something we recently added. And we have over 150,000 live jobs in our website, and more added every single day. We are trending in the top 10 in Google search for C2C jobs. And our goal here is to be one and only resource for all C2C requirements that there are in the market. With my next slide, I will take you through the portal itself. We have kept it very intuitive to use. It's extremely user-friendly. When you go to the job page here, you can use our very advanced search filters and look up for the jobs by using the keywords like job types, skill sets, locations. You can apply for the job there. You can save the job. You can create the alerts for the job. All this I'm going to cover up in the coming slides in more detail. And you can manage your jobs at the back end, and you can save them as draft. You can also track the applications you're receiving. You can also view the resumes there. So this is one thing you can look into. When you are in the job, while you're on the job, you can, all the recruiters or the candidates can apply for the job by clicking on the apply button, which gives you the ability to submit the candidates with resume that are sent straight to the posting recruiter's inbox. So right where, when you are on the job page and right underneath the apply for the job button, there is a very good feature of bookmarks. That's Vijit, if you can change the slide for me.
Yeah, you should see the next slide now.
No, I can't. Okay. Yeah, bookmarks. It is some bookmarks is where you can save the jobs and you can access it at a later point of time. You can even add notes to your bookmarks. Bookmarks can be managed at the back end, where you can add and modify as needed. Job alerts. There's another great functionality which you can have in the system. Our system can send you the alerts with the job criteria that meets your requirements. So you can set up the job criteria here by choosing the keywords like locations, job skills, and you can even set the frequency of the email. And once your criteria is set, our system will start sending you the email of whatever jobs that matches your criteria. So with next moving on to the hot lists, this is something we added recently, and it has been received very well by our community. You can upload your resumes of your candidates and manage them all at one place. There is advanced search filters for our recruiters to search for the candidates with the keywords like visa types, skill sets, availability of the candidates, whatever they can put in the search filters, and then you can look up at the hot list there. What it does for you is it removes the need for you to create the vast Excel sheets and send out the blast emails to the other recruiters. Recruit provides an online tool for all of that. So I think it's a very helpful tool if you can look. Yeah, moving on to the pricing. As for the pricing, we already know that posting a job in 𝗙ice, Monster, Indeed, they all cost an upward of $300 or more for one job. What Recruit does for you is the exact opposite of that. Our job costs 99% less than the standard job pricing in the other job boards. Because we want our recruiters to be able to be more efficient with the job search and looking for the candidates. We want to give them a fair chance without breaking their bank. And during these COVID times, Recruit has done the job posting absolutely free. So what you have to do is when you go to the checkout, you use the code no COVID and your job posts are absolutely free. We also provide relevant articles to our recruiters that help them expand their knowledge and make them more effective in their job search and just to keep them updated with the market scenarios. And in the last, here is our LinkedIn handle. Join us here, join the conversation, give us your feedback and let us know how we can improve our website and how we can be more helpful to you. I think with that, I'll let Arun take over from here. Also, if you have any questions, just ask me and Vijit.
Thank you so much, Ekta and Vijit, for this wonderful session on your tool, recruit.com.
Thank you.
I hope you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, basically, can you please give us a clear definition or anything about Recruit, how it can help recruiters on a smaller scale or a bigger scale? Basically, what is all about Recruit in a few lines?
So I'll take this, and I can go over what we think Recruit can do for the C2C recruiters. So, like I was saying earlier in my slide, the C2C industry itself is highly specialized, but it's also highly fragmented. And what that does is that when you want to post a C2C job, you have all these avenues, but you don't have one stop shop where you can just post your job and expect to see a lot of results from just one source. So what that does is it makes your life very inefficient. So every single day you have to post your jobs in multiple forums and go after the responses in multiple places. But our hope is that we create this one-stop shop where everybody, all the C2C recruiters, all the bench recruiters, they come and use the portal in just one place, and that makes their life efficient and easy to use.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Vijit. Is it free for lifetime, or are you making what might be the? I have seen the last slides, the charges and everything. Are you making it freemium, or is it premium? Or I think it is very less compared to all other job portals or anything. I do agree. I recommend everyone to follow or use this platform recruit.com. But before that, can you please give me a price ranges? What might be the each individual job posting might be?
So each individual job posting is usual pricing is like Ekta was saying, 99% less than the other job boards. So if a job board like Dice is at $395 per job, we are like $3 per job. So that's almost a no-brainer. It's less than a cost of a cup of coffee, to be honest with you. So that's how we priced our jobs. But for now, it's free, and at least I foresee that till the end of the year, we will try and keep our job posts free because of what's going on with COVID. We want the recruiters to focus on placing their candidates and not to have to worry about funding their job posts because a lot of recruiters in our community are small businesses and they are getting impacted by COVID as much as the candidates are.
Right, and our goal is not here to earn money, and this is the least we can do for our recruiters community at the tough times that we are facing. That it becomes the most easiest way for them to come and just post the jobs, and as it can help them reach out to many other recruiters out there who come and visit our website every single day. So it's more available out there, so they're totally free to use it at this point, and going forward it's also very, very cheap
Thank you
pricing.
so much. Thank you so much for giving more insights about recruit.com. And I wish this recruit.com will grow more in the coming next years. And one more great thing is that we have been collaborating with Recruit,
Right,
and
right.
uh,
No,
and
it's a
been that.
pleasure to collaborate with US IT Recruit, and it's been a complete pleasure. And this session has been wonderful. Thank you so much, Arun, for inviting us to be a part of it. And
Thank you so much.
looking forward to be more active in the market and help the recruiters as much as we can.
Great. Thank you so much, Ekta and Vijit. Will touch base in the next sessions when we have. Okay. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.